I think all the time about light and what light does. And Iowa is often really gray. In the winter, the sky is pretty gray. And I'm amazed at how much just turning the color of the light can transform how warm a space can feel. I was a 2017 Iowa Arts Council Fellow, and it was just really an incredible time for me for professional development. My name is Lee Running, and I am a sculptor and an installation artist, and I work at Grinnell College. I'm a professor. Governor Reynolds is elected now, and I proposed this, and she said yes. Yeah, I called my mom. I'm really excited about this. They contacted me because they knew that I made work using botanical specimens as some of my inspiration. I'm deeply inspired by the natural world, and Iowa has proved a really fertile place for me to work and has allowed me to make some really interesting and complicated work. This is a salmon pink, a golden yellow, turquoise, and a blue. And the green and the blue will both turn gray. They'll turn the pink gray, which will feel very much like the walls in this space. Working with color in this way, I'm really interested in how changing the color of the light coming into a space can transform how people feel in that space. There's this moment in the spring when it's just gorgeous, and all of these really exotic flowers bloom, and this is one of them. We're in a moment environmentally where I think a lot about spring. I think it's important to think about those flowers, and I think it's worth preserving. I was really, really interested in how specific the colors of the state capitol are, and I wanted something that would feel right in the space. I think it's an interesting time to make work in political spaces in this country, particularly art, which I think was why it was important that this be an image that has federal implications.
One of my goals is to get it to the place where it feels like it could be paint. And that's an abstract thing to say, I realize, but it's all kind of like I'm thinking about the way that paint sits on a canvas, the picture plane, the different kinds of applications of marks in the things that are up in the cafe, and all of the pieces, the tarp pieces I've made up until now. I have not allowed myself to paint into them. If I don't have paint, I have to think about ways to mix color and find other colors that are not, because these are all essentially out of the tube. I find that more interesting things happen in my work when I have to figure it out with what I have. You know, you tend to bend a material more, or like, you know, find the color through something that's unlikely.
My name is Molly Wood, and we are in front of the Meredith Building. This is one of my photographs in my Fatal Flora series. They usually change them out quarterly, so it'll be up for maybe 3 months. I just happened to drive around the corner and see it going up, and it was like, I felt like a little kid. These are all flowers that I got from Pepper Harrow Farm out at Winterset and shot them last spring. So the orange flowers are ranunculus, and the yellow and white are various daffodils, and then the blue are just wildflowers here, Virginia bluebells. I have always used botanicals as metaphors in my photographs. They are deceptively cheerful. There's kind of an understory that they're also toxic. And not just poisonous, but healing too. You know, that everything is a balance. Too much of something, or something in a twisted way, can be poisonous, but used in a careful way can be healing. And I think it just makes you realize how connected we are to it. someone said, why don't you apply for the fellowship? And then sure enough, I got it. And this year has been a whirlwind. So many things have come up this year. I'm signed on with 2 galleries now. I've got a show coming up in November at the Dubuque Museum of Art, so it'll be my first solo museum show. It's just introduced me to so much and given me the nerve to try, given me the nerve to ask the question of, could I put my picture there? Could I be in the show? Or I just think the biggest thing that it's taught me is to ask, that if you see something that seems like, what a crazy idea, maybe I could have my picture 5 stories tall and there's a chance to do that, ask, try, yeah. It is pretty strange to come around the corner and just see that. I'm enjoying this, so I'm not hating seeing this up here.